How to structure training carbohydrates when you work a 9 to 5 and why should you care? Firstly, this is something that is talked about a lot. A lot of coaches have a lot of different methods. A lot of coaches favour, for this specifically, a food first approach. I don't, for a couple of reasons. One, for ease. A lot of people find that the method that I'm about to describe a lot easier to implement in their lives. Two, just tolerability. You absolutely can train your gut to handle foods and digest foods quickly, providing you're doing the right types of foods. It's just, again, for ease, I prefer to do another way. There's nothing wrong with using a food first approach, especially if you are trying to, like, you don't have many calories to spare and you want to feel full and have meals and stuff like that. It's great. Some clients prefer it, but for the most part, for me, the method I use is the following. So why should you use carbohydrate for BJJ training? I'm not going to go into it, to be honest. You all know that carbohydrate is your body's preferred fuel source. Having fast, easily digestible carbohydrates before training will not only help your performance, but it will help your recovery, and you will ultimately get better at jiu-jitsu by getting your head around the fact that you need carbohydrates to have around training. But what a lot of people do that I work with are what I would call hobbyists, serious hobbyists, or even competitors that also have full-time jobs. What these guys do is they will work a 9 to 5 or till 6 o'clock, something like that. And then they will drive straight from work or whatever commitments they've got to the gym. So they are sometimes short on time. You know, if you have got quite a long commute to your gym, if you live in cities and stuff, it can be an hour, 45 minutes, even 30 minutes. You know, you don't have much time. So what do I do for a lot of people? So, as previously said, I use a supplement-led approach when it comes to this. I like having fast, active carbohydrates that you can drink on the way to the gym with some other goodies, then during training, and then possibly post if you are not going to get home to have a meal, things like that. What products do I like? The most basic one that I recommend for most people, which again is a bit of a plug, is Perform Max by Strom. It is something that I'll always recommend first. It's something that I am very, very proud and very, very lucky to help develop, that I get no financial compensation for, but is is the best intra product out there for jiu-jitsu. Have a scoop on the way at the gym, scoop during your training, and it'll tick all the boxes. It covers hydration, it covers fuel, it covers muscle building because it's got EAAs in it. It's got a few other ingredients to help with osmolality that I can't say, to again aid with uptake. It has for the goodies that are in it and hydration. It also has ATP for energy, which is something that your cells use. Excellent product. Barring that, if you don't want to buy that, I really like highly branched cyclic dextrin, which is a high molecular weight, low osmotic carbohydrate, which is a very fancy way of basically just saying that as soon as it hits your gut, it's leaving the stomach lining and being able to use for fuel straight away. This makes it perfect for having fuel available when you very first start training from the shake on the way to the gym, and then sipping while you're training in between rounds, because then you're getting that steady flow of energy in there. Okay. I like an essential amino acid, again, to help with recovery, not a BCAA, which are crap. A lot of people I also find don't tolerate like whey, even hydrolyzed whey, very well during sessions, because feeling bloated and full is absolutely a no-no, especially when you've got a big dude smashing the belly in. So what you want to think about is using these products for basically having a shake on the way to the gym. You can have it pre-made and then something that you're drinking during, and then you kind of boxed off if you want to have a shake afterwards, if you don't want to eat, or a pre-planned meal or something when you get home. That is, I try to condense that as much as possible. It is very, very individualistic, depending on how much fuel you need, what type of training that you're doing, your duration between you are driving to the gym, how long classes are, is it open mat, is it a class, all that kind of stuff. If you have any questions on it, which I imagine you do, drop a comment below, drop me a DM.